Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I am here today to tell you all about Poké Pelago, or Poké Pelago, or however it's pronounced, because I don't know. But it's the one of the new features in Sun and Moon, and I think it's a really important one, because it finally makes the Pokemon in your box worthwhile and actually do something for a change. So I'm going to talk you through it and show you what it is in a little bit more detail, because I sort of had to gloss over it in the review because I just had so much to talk about, but it's a great game. So let's go straight in. Right, first of all, as you can see, I'm just currently on the back of a Lapras. So what we need to do is press X, and then we'll go onto the bottom screen, and as you can see here, we've got the main menu, and we just want to go over to where it says Poké Pelago, or Poké... It is Pelago, isn't it? I've just had a look now. So you just want to tap where it says Poké Pelago, or just press A when you're highlighted over it. You'll call Charizard over, and he will swoop you down. You'll fly off, and you'll land at Poké Pelago. It's not Pelago, I'm pretty sure. And here we are, and what a lovely, joyous place this is indeed. Now, rather embarrassingly, because I've had to switch units that I'm actually recording on, because this is the recording unit that I'm using, and not the one I was using for review, Poké Pelago being sort of based largely around time and things like that, I'm not going to be able to show you absolutely everything, unfortunately, but I will be able to tell you, and you can use your imaginations to imagine it's happening. If you can do that, you'll make me a happy man. So this is the first screen. Now, when this starts off, you'll only have a very, very small little beanstalk in the middle. I think it's called a beanstalk. It's Poké Beans, so yes, it is a beanstalk. And you tap it and beans fall down and you pick them up and you can feed them to your Pokemon, or you can use them for something else. And so I'm just going to tap on here and nothing's falling down because I've sort of broken the time, if that makes any sense. It's just changing over. It's a bit like Animal Crossing, very sensitive to subtle time differences. There's a subtle time difference on this unit compared to the one I used for review, so no Poké Beans are falling, because it's like, no, because it stops you from cheating, basically. So usually you would tap that, and Poké Beans would rain down upon you, and you tap away, pick them all up, and you will want to hold on to certain beans more than others, but I'll get onto that in a minute. Now, as you can see, there are Pokemon here. Most of these Pokemon are from my boxes, and do be warned, you may be seeing some Pokemon that haven't been officially revealed yet, so you have been warned. So as you can see, we got all these Pokemon around here, and we can take a closer look at them. We can have a look at this little, I can't remember what it's actually called, but I called it Big Basil. And if I want to, I can just tap on Summary and actually have a look at Big Basil and see what Big Basil has to offer. As it happens, it's Leafage, Razor Leaf, Growth, and Ingrain. Nice. Oh, I've just come back and there's actually a Poké Bean on screen, so we can tap that, and yeah, that's what you do. That's one of the few things I didn't think I'd be able to show you, and it's not that important, but nevertheless. And I do believe that this Shelder is, in fact, yes. It says, if we go back to the top screen, it says, the wild Shelder seems to be really pleased to have gotten some attention from you. You know, it looks like it might just settle down and decide to stay here. Okay, then, why don't you give it a day and come and see how it's feeling again tomorrow? And indeed, if we come back tomorrow, the Shelder may decide to stay, and that becomes a Pokemon that you own, and if it's not in your Pokedex, you get that Pokemon in your Pokedex. It appears in your box. It's marvellous. It's a very good sort of passive way of getting Pokemon, and there's no sort of there's no reliable way to get specific Pokemon as far as we know, but nevertheless, it's still nice. It's a nice little bonus, and you can stick Poké Beans in this little thing here. How many Poké Beans do we want to stick in? I'm just going to stick 10 in just to show you, and that means, as you can see here, the Poké Bean effects last for 3 hours and 20 minutes. 3 hours and 20 whole minutes. Lovely. And by doing that, it's not just for decoration, you'll make wild Pokemon much more likely to appear on this island. But there are so many more islands that we gotta cover, so let's move on. Let's go over here. Now, this is the Berry Island, and you can plant berries here, and they will grow in little shrubs, and you pick the berries off. You don't have to do some sort of like mini game to pick them off, you just tap them, and the berries come tumbling towards you, and it's lovely, and it's just as simple as that. It's just like any other berry growing system in the past, only, as you can see here, there are quite a lot of spaces to put berries on, and that is because I have upgraded. Yes, you can upgrade the aisles. As you can see back here, this beanstalk is much larger than the one that I said you'll start with, and you'll see. So yes, you can upgrade, and it's lovely, and it's delicious. Moving on to the third island, and this is the island with the cave in it. You can send Pokemon into the cave, which I've already done. In fact, I'm going to cancel out of it because it's only 15 minutes in. So if I tap on here, I should be able to call the Pokemon back. Yes, everybody's coming back, and you'll be able to see the wealth of there we go. A lot of Pokemon come out. And so what you want to do, usually you see this this little box here with the pickaxe sticking out of it. That is where your prizes would be, where the things that they found would be, and you can find shards. And we can have a look here. You can path for odd shard hunting. You can find shards. You can find stones, so things like evolution stones and things like that. You can find treasure, so that's going to be the nuggets and the pearls and things like that. And you've also got interesting items, which just so happens to be a little bit of everything. And so I'm not going to send them out. In fact, no, you know what? Let's send them out. Let's just confirm it's time to explore that cave. Ho ho! And in they go. I love that little music. Once again, we can stick beans in here, and that will mean that the Pokemon will do their journey, their little exploration-y thing, twice as fast, but only for the length of time that the Poké Beans are in here. For example, this lot, if we go back to the top screen, as you can see, the Explorers will return in 24 hours, and the Poké Bean effects will last for 6 hours and 36 minutes. So that will shave a lovely amount of time. If you're into maths, you can work it out. I also forgot to mention you can do the very same thing on the Poké Bean Island, and it just basically means that the berries will, you know, grow much more quickly. It's as simple as that. So beans are a very useful all-round thing to really help things move along. It helps berries grow, it helps Pokemon appear, it helps Pokemon explore caves for some reason. And also moving on to the fourth island, let's just have a little breather for me now. Yes, the fourth island. This is Isle Level Up, which is very clever. Basically what you do here is you tap this little icon here, and you can choose to put Pokemon into this gym, and it will level them up essentially. So let's, I've got a group here actually that I've already got set up to do the multi-grab thing, slide them over, and you just, for some reason, press B. There's no confirmation thing, as it were. You go back, and it says, and you get to choose what you want to do with them. You can boost their HP, their base HP, their attack, and this is, as far as I know, this is EVs, but I'm not 100% certain about that, so don't take it as read. But I'm going to do the typical thing. I'm going to do the level boost, and you can choose how many play sessions they'll go for, up to a grand total of 99. I'm just going to set them for 1. That'll take 30 minutes. And chances are maybe they'll gain a level. But basically, it just increases their experience. Like using the good old-fashioned daycare before, this is an actual dedicated system, though, and you don't have to go to a specific location, because Poké Pelago is accessible from anywhere. You just go into your menu and fly off there. It's as simple as that, which is rather lovely. Once again, you can stick beans in there, and they'll do it more quickly. Self-explanatory. And we have one last island to look at, and that is this island, Isle Avu, and I don't quite know why it's called that. This island basically just allows Pokemon to relax in a hot spring, so I'm just going to chuck some Pokemon in here. I haven't got a specific setup for this yet because I haven't really used it. Let's stick another little bit, well, that's Big Basil, it's called Fomantis. So we're just going to stick these geezers in here, these geezers in freezers, stick them in the hot tub, and apparently they'll be really happy. And again, stick beans in, and it speeds it up. I don't fully know what this one does. I assume it has something to do with either affection or happiness or friendliness with Pokemon, all those sort of hidden things apart from affection that you can't really see, but the Pokemon seem to like it, and it's another thing. They wouldn't have included it as an island if it wasn't worth doing, so clearly it's got some purpose. That's all the islands. I've got a few more Pokebeans to pick up over here, and whoa, no, I don't want to take a closer look at Lillipup, I'm afraid. I just want that Pokebean that's hiding behind it. And these Pokebeans, they come in 3 varieties. You have got standard, you have got patterned, and you have got rainbow. It's a bit like pounds, shillings, and pence, if that means anything to you. Basically, think of it like a currency, you know. Rainbow beans are worth the most, patterned beans are worth a fair amount, and standard regular beans are just your typical, they're worth 1. I think patterned beans are worth 4 and rainbow beans are worth 7 or something like that. You can actually exchange Pokebeans, more valuable Pokebeans, for lesser valued Pokebeans if you want more generally, because you'll need Pokebeans to develop those islands. You'll need that. You also need a certain number of Pokemon in your boxes, so make sure you catch plenty of lovely Pokemon. But say we've got some pattern beans here and I want to turn 1 pattern bean, that's worth 3. 1 rainbow bean, sorry, is worth 7. But you don't want to exchange all your rainbow beans. You can pretty much exchange all your all your pattern beans, I would say. You can do that with reckless abandon, so I'm going to do that. And I've now got 123 extra plain beans, which is marvellous. But you want to save your rainbow beans, and I'll show you why. We're actually going to duck out of Poké Pelago for a moment, and I'm going to show you what the rainbow beans' real purpose is. We actually want to go into Pokémon Refresh, I mean to say. And what have we got here? Oh, we've got a Pangu... No, not Pangu... What am I talking about? Oranguru, that's the name of this Pokemon. I've only recently got it, so, you know, just be careful, all right? Now, I don't think I've given this Panguru... Oh, no, I have given this Panguru... Panguru... Now, I have actually given this Panguru all the beans it can have. So, if we go back and look at its affection levels, as you can see, it's already maximum. I think I've done that for all the Pokemon I've currently got with me. I haven't... Oh, no! I've got a Magikarp, so I can actually show you straight off the bat exactly what can happen. So, this Magikarp looks fairly happy. It's got some entertainment there. It's got the little music notes. And I could feed it one of these normal beans, or I could scroll over and give it one of these rainbow beans, which is, in fact, what I'm going to do. He's going to have a nibble on there. And that's going to make him rather happy. Look at him swimming up. He's very happy indeed. But what has this done to its affection? 1 rainbow bean, which is worth 7 normal beans, and you've got to remember how they get full as well, so you can't give them too many beans. That has given it 3 affections. Straight off the bat, 1 rainbow bean gives 3 affections. So yeah, you are going to want to hang on to those things. 3 rainbow beans will completely max out a Pokemon's affection, so that is what you want to keep those for. Don't transfer them, you want to save it for affection, because that makes them easier to level up. And that is Poké Pelago and a little bit of Pokemon Refresh. And it is so worth doing, so worth getting involved in this and just, you know, really making sure that you're doing everything you can with it, using it daily, even if you're not playing the main game. Just load it up, have a quick scurry around on Poké Pelago, get all the stuff, get all the berries, get all the items, get all the Pokemon who've leveled up and things like that, and just make sure that you are doing it in as efficient way as possible. Otherwise, you are not going to become the very best like no one ever was. And let's be honest, everyone wants to be that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you soar over to Poké Pelago, pick up some beans and give them to that subscribe button, and be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.